Today is World Pilots Day. Only 5.4% of pilots are female. Hi, I'm one of those 5.4%. Thinking about my anorexia recovery. This woman was showing her dog the weather report to show him that it's not raining tomorrow. 60 years later, my great-grandmother tried on her wedding dress and it still fits perfectly. This firefighter was asked why he laughed while saving this old woman. He said that the elderly woman said to him, "You reminded me of my wedding night." Toddler dressed up as her grandmother for Halloween. Submitted photos of flooding around campus today. Stay safe out there. I would like to thank the 3 queens in the second picture on the top, who pushed my 72-year-old dad to safety while frat bros giggled from the curb. Started a business with only $50, quit my awful job and made almost 10K in not even a month. I'm so grateful. In 2005, this man proposed to his girlfriend by sending her a letter in Animal Crossing. 15 years later, their whole family plays the new game together. She was embarrassed to wear her princess costume to the movies. Her uncle didn't like that. He is 97, she is 94. Together, they celebrate 76 years of marriage. One of the perks of working in a bat sanctuary is that you can wear a necklace of sleeping baby bats. Margaret Hamilton standing next to the piles of code she wrote that took the first humans to the moon. My boyfriend made me a 3-course meal for our 3rd anniversary. Women being loved is my favorite genre. 43-year-old used her life savings to open a bar that only plays women's sports. She has made almost $1 million in 8 months. Damn, I might need to do this. Screw it. Spotify themed resume for my dream PM job at Spotify. Hell yeah, I'm officially joining Spotify as a PM intern this summer. My granddad built a decked area in the garden for my grandma, who's not well, to enjoy when the weather is nice, and I've never known a person to love someone as much as he loves her. Villains at a Comic-Con pulled together to give little Wonder Woman a photo. This morning I had a seizure outdoors and fell down. One of the raccoons that live in my yard ran over and started nudging me until I sat up. She was whimpering. I let her know that I was okay, and she left after I made it inside the house. Animals are so kind. Met some girls online and decided to get a house with them. A woman named Joyce Diane became famous in the 1950s for becoming the first woman to win the game show The $64,000 Question, despite the fact that the show's producers did not want her to win and deliberately gave her questions perceived to be beyond her ability, which she answered correctly anyway. You may have outsmarted me, but I outsmarted your outsmarting. Woman finds out blood donor who saved her life 11 years ago turned out to be her husband. We just found out my husband will have to be on oxygen for the rest of his life because of how much I take his breath away. Can I post a W? I got out of my abusive home 3 weeks ago at 23, studying medicine and tackling jobs at the same time. This is my humble new Rimmel set. Tried to make it as me as possible. I wish lesbians were as easy to find in real life as they are on Tumblr. 11,000 likes? Are you kidding me? Where did you all come from? Date me. Okay. Update. We are dating. Update. We are married. All through Tumblr. My granny is 86 and graduating from school again. Put some respect on that masters. Thank you for teaching me how to always be a student, Granny. Mum shares picture of her son's first day of starting school when he says I can't be wearing a bikini, but my dad rented a whole island so that my hijabi mum can swim in a bikini. Your favorite tattoo on your body? One day I was having a rough morning and scrambling, so I wasn't able to pack my lunch. I came into the kitchen and my son had packed my lunch. I got to work and saw he wrote me a note for the day saying, "I love you, mum." I cried for 5 minutes, had to get it tatted. Definitely my favorite. Day 8 of quarantine. I made my first 3D gun. I'm really a 20-year-old full-time mother and business owner. This might be the best wedding photo ever. Put them down. FaceTiming my cookies to see when they're ready. Woman adopts elderly dog from shelter and finds out it's actually her long-lost childhood puppy. Normalize women proposing. A woman spent 27 years photographing her parents waving goodbye. My family threw a 21+ Easter egg hunt, and here is my grandma finding one of the eggs with tequila. Before and after. A group of women called the 9 Nans kept a secret for decades that not even their husbands knew. For 30 years, they met at 4 a.m. and anonymously paid bills and bought clothes for people in need. Each care package came with a homemade cake and a note that read, "Somebody loves you." Different cultures coming together at the Olympics in women's beach volleyball. Spain versus Egypt. Handed in my 2-week notice today. After 8 years of flipping burgers, I'm finally going to be a teacher. In London, there's a woman who goes every day on the underground and sits on the platform just to listen to the announcement recorded by her husband in 1950. Giulia Tofana was an Italian professional poisoner. She was famous for selling poison to women who wanted to murder their abusive husbands. Some dude is trying to mansplain Miles Morales to me on a dating app, and it's taking all my self-control to not tell him I write for Marvel. Pufferfish will spend an entire week making a sand mural to impress the girl they want. Never settle. 6 years ago, I got fired from modeling for having a size 6 pant. Joke's on you, I fit in 10s now and can can lift your audacity. I came out to my parents 2 years ago. This is my family at my college graduation 3 days ago. It really does get better. What? Like it's hard? Your girl is graduating from law school in 2 days. The reason why I grow my own food, medicine, and herbs. My garden is my wealth. The harvest from summer is still feeding me through winter. So, do you do a different color every day? No, I used to go through different stages, but then I found out I was happiest when I was green. So I've been green for 15 years. Blanket I made for my dad, loosely based on this Rothko. Happily married to my 5'5" king for 8 years, while you're getting ghosted by 6'2" alcoholics with 7th grade reading levels. But go off about how you only date tall men, I guess. Made matching rose quartz rings for my grandma and I, and she loves it. Why yes, I still sleep with the quilt my mum made for me when I was 2. I like the teddy bears and the floral patterns on it, and most of all the love and care she put into it for me. I love my mum. She said the JoJo series was her reason that she aimed to become a voice actor, and now she gets to play the lead character in part 6. She was in tears because her dream she had for 12 years was finally realized. I'm so happy for her. This man was harassing me and my friend, and the bartender passed this note to me, acting like it was my receipt. Legit the type of bartender everyone needs. If this guy is bothering you, put your, something on your other shoulder, and I will have him removed. He is giving me the creeps. This woman was so nervous about flying, so the flight attendant explained every sound and bump, and even sat here holding her hand when it got to be too much for her. Woman with Down syndrome, rejected at every job interview, turned her baking hobby into a successful business. She now employs other people with disabilities. My 10-year-old daughter knows I love baby elephant. This morning I opened the gift she made me. My daughter said, "I don't have money, but I know what you like." I cried so much. My goal this year was to become a 6-figure author. 7 years ago, I made a death video and deleted it to give myself a second chance at life. On Wednesday, I graduated with a degree in psychology, and on Monday, I began working as a therapist for special needs children to help them recognize and understand mental health. This is my wife's favorite pair of heels. She has held onto them for years, even though they're too tight for her right now. Her feet grew slightly during her pregnancy. As a surprise for our anniversary in 3 weeks, I bought some shoe stretchers and I've been carefully expanding them. I can't wait to show her. Aluli Crevelo says the success of Moana helped her buy a house for her mum. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment when I was cast. I slept in the bedroom. My mum slept on the couch. She gave me everything. I bought my mummy a house. She's happily retired. I made so many tiny clay frogs. How it started and how it's going. Am I crazy, or did I find your lost ID a few years ago? And a few years ago they had an email from someone talking about lost phone and ID. And now they're dating. Tomorrow I'm opening my first grocery store in a Title I school. I doubt I'll sleep tonight. Imagine a parent between checks who can order dinner and breakfast for their family through our app and their child can bring it home. I'm changing lives, man. No one does it like me. Just wait. Just a first-gen undocumented Mexican woman graduating from a top university, and she got into a law school. My friend's playing Santa, anonymously picking up everyone's bill at the bar. 21 years ago, my mother gave birth to me while she was escaping from a civil war. I spent the first 7 years of my life in a refugee camp. My parents sacrificed so much for their kids. They moved to the USA with $0. Today, I became the first person to graduate college in my family. I was kind of bored, so I built a smart mirror. When I'm bored, I play games, not build stuff. Ryan Gosling starting. I'm just Ken, in the audience behind Margot Robbie, who cannot stop laughing. Genius. I hope the Kenergy never leaves Ryan. Sabrina Carpenter in her commercial for Red Ken. I'm Sabrina Carpenter, and I know a thing or two about a great bang. She's so unserious. This lady just picked her husband up from the airport, kissed him, and immediately went to the passenger seat. My aunt tells me how she gets rid of really long phone conversations. She rings her own doorbell and then tells the person on the line that she has to run. Genius. Until you realize every time you're talking to the aunt, her doorbell always goes off. Just saw this girl and her dog at the mall today. Seems like their normal protocol. I saw another mum share how once they had kids, they started celebrating their family birthday on their wedding anniversary. We did it this year and my kids are totally bought in. Happy 12th birthday to our family. My 5-year-old daughter loves to text my dad, her papa, Jim, Adeline, Boloke. Adeline, love you, papa. I miss you, papa. No. What? I miss you too. Male reindeer lose their antlers in winter, and females don't. Therefore, Santa's sleigh is actually pulled by a team of strong, powerful, underrated women. You go, girls. This woman eats for 3 hours online and earns $9,000 a month. Me, who eats 24/7. Why money? While watching a movie with my boyfriend's family, I fell asleep. In the silence of the film, I passed gas so loudly it woke me up, and everyone heard it. That young man claimed the fart as his own. That's when I knew he loved me. I married him. Today we celebrate 15 years together. There was once a very great American surgeon named Halstead. He was married to a nurse. He loved her immeasurably. One day Halstead noticed that his wife's hands were chapped and red when she came back from surgery, and so he invented rubber gloves for her. It is one of the great love stories in medicine. The difference between inspired medicine and uninspired medicine is love. When I met Anna, I knew I loved her to the point of invention. I'm tanning, and my boyfriend just bought me this. Oh, that's love. It's only fair. How big are your bobs? You go first. I am now a published author at 83. Not too long ago, I couldn't even send an email. Very proud of myself. Since he thinks I was born yesterday, 444 months ago. My win is that I just got out of bed today. Just wanted to share. A woman flipped me off and honked at me in the McDonald's drive-thru because I was taking too long to order. So I paid for her food. When I got to the food window, I showed them both receipts and took her food. Not today, Satan. She sings horribly. I love it. My fiance can't sing. Not a single note hit. Couldn't carry a tune if it had handles. I've never told her this and I never will. Singing makes her happy. Seeing her happy makes wretched days a little brighter. Sea shanties, anime intros, etc. Anything she wants to sing, I'll happily listen to. My boyfriend has been putting back money every month and saved up $5,000 to purchase a new vehicle tomorrow. What he doesn't know is he has $10,000. I have been secretly matching every dollar he's saved. He truly deserves it. I just found out my grandfather always goes to bed 10 minutes earlier to preheat my grandmother's spot in bed. After 10 minutes, my grandmother crawls into bed and he switches places with her. If this isn't love, I don't know what is. Just witnessed a girl spot her friend in the grocery store, and instead of calling her over, she started making turkey noises. And her friend, who apparently recognized her call, responded with higher pitched turkey noises before she even saw her, and they used turkey echolocation to find each other. Friendship between girls is a beautiful thing. These were grown women in their late 30s, early 40s. Never let aging make you lose your whimsy or your turkey calls. Just found out pickles are cucumbers. I can't breathe. This is how I felt when I figured out raisins. What about raisins? When her husband was killed, Maria sold her possessions and paid for a tank to be built. She insisted on driving it herself and fighting those people who did that to her husband. She trained and fought for the Soviets in several tank battles. As a particularly brave soldier, she was made a sergeant and awarded the highest medal for bravery during combat. I didn't pass the bar exam. I missed it by 7 points. I've been taking it hard. I'm writing this post to rip the bandage off, but also because I don't want to be the type of person that only shares her victories. Clears throat. Twitter family, I passed the bar. Olympic silver medalist and Italian gymnast, Georgia Villa is sponsored by Parmesan cheese and takes many of her photos while posing with large wheels of cheese. In 2016, a Domino's pizza employee in Oregon noticed that a regular customer, who ordered almost every day for years, suddenly stopped. Concerned, the employee asked for a welfare check. Police found the man in distress, having suffered a medical emergency, and she saved his life. Back in 2013, J. Cole promised a fan, who was in school at the time, that he would attend her college graduation. Cole kept his word and was there for her graduation at Rowan University. I read your letter twice now. You are so strong. I admire you. I will be at your graduation only if you get into a 4-year university. Go. 10 activities you can do instead of drinking alcohol. My dad's secretary told my sisters and me that one time the whole office was out having drinks and going around complaining about their wives. And when it got time for my dad to say something, he said, I don't know, I love my wife. She's my best friend. My grandpa has Alzheimer's, so he has no idea who my grandma is, but every day for the last 3 or 4 months, he brings her in flowers from their garden and asks her to run away with him and be his wife. And every day she says she already is. And every day the smile my grandpa gets on his face is the most beautiful, heartfelt thing I have ever seen. It would have never been possible to go back and remake my previous work, uncovering lost art and forgotten gems along the way, if you hadn't emboldened me. Red is about to be mine again, but it's always been ours. Her daughter also has 2 Olympic gold medals, so the W's run in the family. Priceless US team's reaction to Chinese winning pose. Megan won a Grammy, graduated from college, and received the 18th Congressional District Humanitarian Award all in 1 year. For the first time in history, female artists won an award for every televised category at the Grammys. My sister got me this ridiculous kitchen sponge holder. W sister. Got an app that opens my front camera every time I open TikTok. It's so violent. Attempts to open TikTok within 24 hours. 2. I just realized I have less than 5 years to get on a 30 under 30 list, and I've suddenly become very stressed about it. We did it, babe. Just under the wire. Loving all the beautiful macaron posts on here. Shout out to all the talented bakers. Hi guys, I got into grad school at my dream college that rejected me for undergrad. I'm at work and I'm trying very hard not to scream. My son loves Google Earth and he sends me postcards whenever he's flying around on it. Postcard from Google Earth. About once a month, my grandma will randomly text me, but whenever she tells me she loves me, she does it in all caps. Love you, God bless you. Today I learned my mum keeps the Seattle Times app on her phone so that she gets notifications about the weather in Seattle and knows what kind of day I'm having. Mama, you watch now. Fat frog having spaghetti. Good morning, mum. Let's get this bread. Please send picture of the bread you want. I will see if Walmart carries it. Love you. I don't know why my grandma's locked Facebook account profile picture is the Pooh character, but I love it. Pick your partners wisely. My brother passed 3 years ago. His girlfriend at the time still calls my mum every day. Doesn't miss anything my family celebrates. Always there whenever anyone needs her. She's literally still honoring him as if he's alive, and that's so rare. If I birthed 6 kids, I'm gonna get 6 kids out. Supermom Emma Schools saved all 6 of her kids from the burning home, running room to room, floor to floor. Even though she was bleeding and losing skin, hair burnt like a coal, she kept going. Emma got 93% burn injuries, yet still survived. Look at what I got you. Cool, but what is it? It's something girls usually wear when they do girl things. Awesome. 17-year-old Daisia Taylor just invented a potentially life-saving device. Surgical sutures that change color when the patient develops an infection. 2 absolute girlies came into the bar the other night and left this review for me. I love them and hope they are having a wonderful Saturday. Claire, I love you. Claire made this entire place. Service and drinks 10 out of 10. Claire, it's me, Ashley. I forgot to close my tab, I'm sorry. I'm drunk in the Uber, I miss you. Love you. You made my night, I'm gonna cry. Love is in the air. Congrats to Ohio graduate students, Morgan and Abby, on their recent engagement. I proposed on Easter Sunday, and in a moment of serendipity, an OU photographer happened to be around taking pictures of the cherry blossoms. Boys will be fighting each other over a girl that looks like this. Like this tweet if you would fight over me. The Gulabi Gang is a gang of women in India who track down and beat abusive husbands with brooms. Yes, we fight arists with sticks. If we find the culprit, we will thrash him black and blue so he dare not attempt to do wrong to any girl or woman again, says the group's founder and head. Sister-in-law had her driving test today. There are 3 possible spots they used to test reversing round a corner, and one of them she couldn't master. So, stepdad Ken went and parked his car there so the examiner had to pick one of the other 2. Anyway, she passed. Today my 15-year-old shared that he's been giving half of his lunch to a classmate for the last few days. He asked his friend directly if he needed help with lunch. My son said to me, I told him, bro, my mom is very cool and she won't mind making an extra lunch for a friend who needs it. And honestly, this is the best compliment my child can give me because he's absolutely right. My daughter made my wife and I cry today. We snuck a peek at her letter to Santa, looking for hints for gifts, and were dumbfounded by what she asked for. Ah, this is sweet. She wanted to make mama's job nice, dad's book famous, and then she wanted a Jellycat Christmas frog. A few days ago, my neighbor, artist of 50 years, and I were casually chatting. Then as she's leaving, she says, hey, I've got a painting at this art show opening on Friday. Maybe you want to come? I enthusiastically agree and she adds, if you want, you can wear your yellow dress. I think the dress is sort of weird, but she's funny that way, and I say, well, it's dirty, if I can wash it in time. Then I turn up and everyone looks and smiles and murmurs, and she takes me to her painting, and she painted me standing in her garden. The exhibit theme, Seeing Ithaca. I really hope I'm saying that name right. Needless to say, I'm so incredibly moved and so grateful for the wonderful community of kind, strange friends I've made in this town. When girls like horses, we call them horse girls and mock them for their bond with giant nightmare leg finger creatures. But if boys like horses, we call them future cowboys and rugged outdoor men. I'm just saying, I've met a lot more horse girls than horse boys. So when the dystopic breakdown of society hits us, it's not going to be roving bands of young men on horseback. They don't know how to ride, they haven't bonded. It will be Kelly from elementary school and her band of 50 Midwest girls in pink cowgirl boots who have come for your resources. Want to know a fun fact? When they were filming Lord of the Rings, they needed a lot of extras to be able to ride the horses into battle. They couldn't find nearly enough men with horse riding skills, so they hired like a bunch of women who were expert riders, slapped some beards on them and called it good. The vast majority of the riders in that film are horse girls. Horse girls win battles. I will never ever get over this. Dear Mr. Fasano, my mother is 92 years young and living with dementia, which makes communication challenging. I brought your books of poetry prompts to her yesterday, and she was very excited to use one to write a poem. We worked slowly through the prompt, and she said the words to me out loud. Here is it below. She was a ballet dancer in her youth, which explains some of her word choices. Let the days be warm, let the fall be long. Let every child inside me find her shoes, and dance wildly, softly, toward this world. I have a story I have never told. Once when I was small, I looked up at the sky and saw the wind, and knew I was a dancer made of song. I am still a dancer made of song.